Hey everybody, welcome back to A Glittery Life. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new or you just stumbled across my channel because you are excited about the new Wayne Goss brushes, then do me a favor, hit subscribe, stick around for some great quality content over here at A Glittery Life. Okay, so, big news in makeup world this week that Wayne Goss is re-releasing his face set, a new version of his 6 brush set called the face set. If you haven't seen the original video that I've done with the original Wayne Goss face set, I filmed it with Nils Johnson, who's the CEO of Beautylish. What up, Nils? In fact, if you want to see some more videos with Nils in them, leave me a comment down below and I'll see what I can do about that. But I'll link that down below so you can see the original face set. I will also link some of my other Wayne Goss brush videos in case you're curious about some of his other videos. I have done a video on every single one of Wayne's brushes with the exception of his holiday brush this last year. I did not get it. It was not in my budget. But guess what showed up on my front door step today? Thank you so much, Beautylish, for sending these over for my consideration and to do a video. And I don't know if you can see this, but this thing is still sealed. I got these and had to run right to work, so I am home and we are going to open this together. I've got the original face set here so we can do some side-by-side comparisons because if you watched Wayne's video, once again, I'll link it down below. If you watched his video, you know that there have been some changes to the brushes. So let's pop this open. Comes in the immaculately perfect Beautylish packaging as per usual. Do you know they do this all by hand? That's how awesome they are. Okay, so let's see what is in here. I can't wait to see. Oh, man. I love that they're white. I think because professionally I used all white bristle brushes for most of my professional career. When I see white ones, I just am so happy. It's so funny because, well, first off, these are way softer than the other ones. That's crazy. I've been using the other ones for the past, I guess maybe I was going to say it's been 2 years, but it's been way longer than that. I can't even remember when these came out. 3 years, I guess. I've been using them on the daily. There's some of the original face set brushes are brushes that I use every single day, which I'll talk about, but these are way softer. So let me get these all unpacked and then we will talk brushes. We will do side-by-side comparisons and I will give you my opinion. But you know, I love all things Wayne Goss. What up, Wayne? Love you, mean it. Cannot wait to open all of these. Okay, let's start out with the new number 10. Now, upon first glance, this is obviously the one that is the most different. The handles are the same, except for now they are embossed with Wayne's name and then the number in white lettering to match the white brush hair. But the ferrule, the handle, everything feels exactly the same. It's the same kind of weight that Wayne's brushes always are. But this brush is incredibly different than its original. And I've got to say, I'm thrilled. This is my Wayne Goss brush that I never use. I don't love it. I've never kind of loved it. I feel like when I use it for foundation, it sheds. So I am happy to see this one go and for it to be replaced with this little baby. This is great. So interestingly enough, for size comparison, I want to show it to you against the number 2 because they are very, very similar. Number 2 is from the collection. This one right here is from the original Wayne Goss collection. And number 2 has more of a point and the new number 10 is a little bit denser. That's kind of the main difference. This is going to be a beautiful powder brush. And I want to show you also for size comparison up against the 00, which is dirty because I use it every day for powder. So this is the 00. This is the number 10. And this would be the tiny little baby. If these two got together, and made a brush baby, it would be the new number 10. So I'm really excited about this. This looks like the perfect brush for those of you who love to set your under eye concealer. This is beautiful. And the thing I like about Wayne's brushes is that you can use them with cream, liquid, powder, and you can switch them interchangeably. So you could actually put your concealer on with this brush and then switch right to dipping it in powder and set it beautifully. This is what I'll say about the original face set and the face set redo, is they are really interchangeable. You could basically use this brush for concealing, setting your concealer, highlight. You could use it for blush. You could use it for contour. I mean, they're just very versatile. They're sort of Swiss Army knife brushes in general. So I do think props Wayne for recognizing that this wasn't quite the right brush for us and giving us something new to really experiment with. I think that was a great move. I appreciate that. So let's move on. Let's talk about brush number 11. So beautiful. And honestly, you guys, it's crazy. I thought when these brushes first came out, these were the softest things I'd ever felt in my live long life. And now these are just even so much softer. It's really awesome. So this is my original 11 right here. You can see this gets a lot of use. It gets a lot of love. So it is definitely more kind of like splayed out. Really, to be honest, it actually looks like it's a thicker brush too. It looks like it's got more density to it. This does look a little bit tighter in the taper, and not just because it's not used, just because it does look a lot like tighter. I don't think that's going to be a bad thing. I really love brush 11 for bronzing. I love it for, this is a great one if you like that, like a buffing technique. I don't do the buffing technique because I just don't wear that much makeup, to be honest. But if you are really into the buffing technique, this is great. But this is my go-to like bronzer brush, really to like warm up my face. And so it will be interesting to see how I decide to use this new one, because I think this would also actually be a really beautiful blush brush now. This reminds me a lot, let me pull one out. A little bit more similar now to the Smith 118. They're very, very similar. The Smith 118, it still feels a little bit denser. This one's a little bit wispier, more, it's like, it's just different, but it's really that same favorite shape. And this is one of my favorite blush brushes. So I'm really excited to try to use this for, like, to actually try this out as a blush brush with the new, with the changes that Wayne made in this one, because it does resemble that Smith brush so similarly. Now, next up is brush 12. I want to show you brush 11 and brush 12 next to each other because they are very similar. Brush 12 though is shorter and denser. And let's look at old 12 versus new 12. I can see how the top shape is a little bit different of these. And yeah, it's got a little bit more of a, it feels like it's got a little more of a give to it than the old 12. This is the ideal brush for me for contouring. Getting a really soft, blown out contour, which is actually more flattering than what you see all over social media and sadly sometimes at the grocery store. But just to really get start that line and either go like back and forth or up and down to really soften that is going to give you such a beautifully diffused, healthy looking contour. This also is really nice for the hairline. But once again, this brush could be used for your blush. It could be used for your contour. It could be used for your bronzer. It could be used to powder. I mean, it's just another really versatile brush. Okay, let's look at brush 13, which is one of my most used brushes in terms of Wayne's brushes and just kind of face brushes in general. This brush for a long time was my favorite blush brush. Then the Smith brush came into my life, and then I stopped using this for blush and started using this for foundation, for powder foundation, for buffing in a setting powder. It's a great buffing brush. And it's also just same thing, a really versatile multitasker. Sometimes if I have my bangs all the way back, because I have a little widow's peak, this is perfect for getting in my widow's peak with bronzer to kind of warm that up, neutralize the forehead a little bit, if you know what I mean. But these do look very similar. Once again, I can see a little bit of difference at the top, My original one, because, you know, it's like well loved 3 years later, it's blown out more. It's not nice and tight like this new one. But these seem very similar to me in terms of, I can really tell the difference in the other ones. These two, I'm like, oh, I get it. This one's pretty much the same, and I cannot wait to use this for foundation. Really such a beautiful foundation brush. Okay, now moving on to a brush that I use probably like every day because it's one of my favorite powder brushes, and this is number 14. So here's the new one. Here's the old one. These look so similar. It's a very petite powder brush. Once again, mine, because it's been used a lot recently, is splayed out, but it's a really nice tight powder brush. It's perfect for just powdering that T-zone. My favorite product to use this brush with, the number 14, is with the Guerlain Meteorites pearls, because you don't want a lot of that product and you want to just basically feather it on, and it's so beautiful. This also is a really beautiful highlighting brush if you want to just kind of get a little bit like more of that like diffused highlight. This is so beautiful for that. And I mean, but this is my favorite. I love to use this for powder because I really like it under the eyes. I like it around the nose. And like I said, I love it with the meteorites, just on the like T-zone, hitting the T-zone with those. So once again, another beautiful brush. But then my brush that I use every single day, no matter what, is the fan brush. This is number 15. So here is the new version. I guess you can't really see that up against my hand. It's about the same color as my skin. The new number 15, and thank the Lord, this is exactly the same. There are no differences in this brush, and I'm so happy, because when you have the perfect fan brush, don't muck it up by changing it. This really is the perfect fan brush. If there's one brush that I use that I would be devastated if I left at home, it's definitely this one, because this is my go-to highlight brush. And sometimes too, even at the end of my makeup, if I want to just like kind of like dust off any excess product, if my face feels a little bit has like too much product on it, I will use the fan brush to kind of like sweep, and just knock any extra powder off. It's nice for getting shadow out of that under eye if you've got any fallout. Really beautiful brush, and I'm so thrilled that they didn't change that with it. Wayne did not change that one. So that is the old set versus the new set. I've got to say the winner of this initial assessment has got to be the new set, because they're so soft. I literally cannot believe it. I wish we had like feel-o-vision where you could like, you know, feel this through your computer screen right now, because this really is remarkable. You guys know I'm a brush snob. You know I'm a brush connoisseur. And when I say this is really soft, this is unbelievably soft. So great job on that. And then honestly, the new set is better to me also because this guy is not a part of it, not a part of our world. I don't even have this one in my like brush caddy. It's just in the drawer. That's how much I don't use it. So this one, however, I'm going to get a lot of use out of, because I use the number 2 all the time. So I'm really excited that this reminds me a lot of the number 2. These are not limited edition, so nobody have a panic attack right now. They're not limited edition. They do completely replace the old set. The old set is gone forever. If you have it now, it's a like antique. But these are being released in small batches. So it's not going to be, we're not going to all be able to get them right out of the gate. So if you're like, I've got to have those, which I understand, you've got to have them, you'll be able to just sign up. You can get early access by signing up. You guys know I always try to leave the early access links for you, because I know you're like me and you want to get the text message, or you want to get the email right when it like goes on sale so you can get it. I get it. I know it. That's why I always leave those links for you. But if you don't get it right now, no problem. And just as a point of reference, this does not count for the no buy. The Wayne Goss brushes are excluded from the no buy. Okay, you know what I mean? So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a little bit longer of a video than I would normally film for you, but hopefully it was chock full of information and good comparisons. Like I said, if you're new, stick around, subscribe, all that good stuff, and go ahead and leave me a comment if you have any questions about the brushes, Wayne's brushes in general, or if you just want to like say, hey, you're awesome, I like you. I love those comments. So go ahead and leave them down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.